is Luenell,
Yeah.
who's going to be at the Helium Comedy Club this weekend.
And I want y'all to come, too.
28.
I want to be.
Can you come?
Okay.
Mike,
Yeah.
what about you?
Yeah, definitely come. So welcome back. It's been a little while since we had you on the show.
Yes.
But I want to make sure people knew that you were coming to Philly, and I guess you'll be on your main little East Coast run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be at Caroline's the following weekend, Labor Day weekend.
Yes, that's true.
So.
Caroline, New York City, that is.
Caroline's on Broadway, as they say on Instagram. Right.
Yeah, I was in New York. They have your picture plastered right all along the building.
As they should.
Absolutely.
They should, because you've got a lot of great style.
Thank you.
Your jewelry, your hair, you're beautiful.
I'm a lot. It's a lot.
I love it.
So, I mean, we have about a half hour to chat. I mean, we've talked in the past about the need for Real Black to have more women comedians on. You've gotten into on me about that. So we've made a concerted effort, and but I'm really curious about your origin story, like how you got started in comedy, like when you knew you were funny, and how this career has projected itself.
Well, we're not going to do that for the sake of time because it's a long, convoluted story that starts 30 years ago. And I've done at least 100 interviews explaining that story, so let's not do it here. Nobody really cares about how you got started. It used to be a time when people cared. Nobody cares no more. But we can talk about, parts of the journey and stuff like that, for the sake of time and stuff. But my how I got started is a long, there's no way to tell it in a short way.
In a short amount of time. Okay, well, that's fair. Just you're like Paul Mooney. You just threw away my first 5 questions.
I was mentored. Paul Mooney was my mentor. So I am very much like Mooney in a lot of ways. People may understand or may not.
Well, I want to ask something. Although we're not going to go into the history of how you got started, when did you know you were funny? Because I know, I'm one of 9. So there was a lot of humor going on within my family, and certain ones stood out. And are you from a big family, a small family, and were they the ones discovering how funny you were, or how did it all begin?
Well, clearly you don't follow me on Instagram, because if you did, you would have seen my whole entire family reunion that I just came home from Monday. So I am the 8th of 8 children. I'm not by any means the funniest person in my family. I'm just the one who got a chance to do this professionally. I don't think that I was always funny. People tell me I was always funny, but I think that's a lie, because I remember a time when I was very sad as a child and not funny. And I went to all-white schools as one of only 6 or 12 black people there. So how funny could I really be? You understand where I'm coming from? So I think that the funny that I am just came from sarcasm, and that we have a sharp tongue in our family, and you have to have pretty thick skin to be around any of us. So I think that. But I don't really have a moment of clarity when I knew I was funny, though.
Right. And a lot of times it is other people that will tell you or bring it out of you. We don't see it ourselves, but they'll think it's funny, and you're just being yourself. So people will say, "How you doing today?" And I'll be like, good as I can be, and they'll fall out laughing. I'm like, "What did I just say that was funny then? What are you talking about?" Exactly. You're just being you.
Right.
You are naturally funny.
And I'm really low key shitty. So that kind of funny, a lot of people are attracted to as well, because it's sort of a mind game of wits. You know what I mean? I don't do the dozens, and I've never done really that. I just got asked to do Wildin' Out again. I've already done it twice. I was like, no, because I'm not going to. I'm grown, and that show is not for grown people. That show is for young adults. And I might make an appearance on there, but I'm not going to get on there and be battling back and forth with nobody. That's not what I do. Because the stuff I would say, you're going to get real pissed off about. Somebody might want to shoot me. So I just prefer not to do that anymore.
So, Luenell, who were some of your influences then, besides Mr. Mooney?
Well, Mooney, of course, Richard, of course, Joan Rivers, who was always very curt herself, Roseanne Barr, obviously before the breakdown, LaWanda Page, who was very dirty, and people don't give her the props for her little filthy mouth because she masked it with Christianity type thing. She did a lot of Bible stuff, but turned it real naughty, And Sam Kinison, George Carlin, Lenny Bruce, who went to jail for being the way he was. So I don't like to chuckle. I like to laugh heartily. I don't like to make people chuckle. I like people to spit their drink out type thing. So I really go, I just go hard. But I think that I'm really not even trying to be a comedian. I really, as the 8th of 8 kids, you being from the big family teacher, I want to be heard. I have things I want to say. So I'm really just talking to people as my friends. And if you find it funny, great. And I can make it funny. But during my show, it's not all about being funny. I'm also speaking on, the state of our educational system and some of the racism stuff, and I throw that in there, and I've done it. I've done stuff about D.C. in D.C. in front of white folks that got a little uncomfortable. I could not care less because the same door you came in, you can walk out of that. Ain't nobody making you stay in the seat. You ain't going to get no refund.
That's right. That's right.
Preach. So, in terms of your process in writing, do you sit down and write paper, or what's your process? Like a lot of people, I know Chris Rock does bullet points and then he just goes up and riffs.
That's exactly what I do. I've never sat down and written any material in my life. I feel like if you do that now, you're going to be scripted and you're going to be using your page as a crutch. You don't have the freedom to free flow if you write it out. Some people work that way, and that's great. And that's why I don't give, any advice on how do you do this, how do you do that, because everybody's process is different. But me, I just I'll see something and say, talk about being in the waiting room at the doctor. And then I'll formulate stuff in my mind, and I don't go out and try material for a special. I just do it. I could do my Netflix special today. And I could do it tomorrow. I could do it any day I wake up because I'm just fearless in that way, and I don't bite my tongue, and I just think about things, I was on a bus one time, and I remember hearing these old ladies, and they were talking. They were talking about their ailments. Girl, I got this bursitis is killing me. Girl, I know what you mean, because my knees they crack every time I walk, sound like popcorn. Girl, Beverly down the street just had a hip replacement. Oh, I know, because I got this tendonitis, and I'm like, oh, that is hilarious to me. So I just hear things and see things and talk about that.
Right. The realness of life.
The realness of life.
That's right. Have you ever performed any material that someone wrote for you?
No, never. I've never had a writer. No.
So you always just coming from your soul and
coming from my soul is a good way. Yeah. It all comes from my soul. Because I was talking about, okay, so the kids were out of school during quarantine. And you had to continue to teach your children or their mind is gone right now, right? So Some people went back to work and some people didn't. And the people who didn't and maybe started businesses or whatever, I feel they should continue to teach the homeschool their kids because A, school ain't safe. B, the kids are out of hand. C, they're threatening teachers with guns. D, they're bringing guns to school. And more importantly than all that is that it came out what we already knew, and that is that the whole education that all of us on this show right now, the education we got was a complete and total lie. Not some of it, but all of it. And you can't erase black people from the history of this country. You can't erase gay people from the history of this country. You can't erase Mexicans from the history of this country. But the white people have tried to do that with the statues, with the books, with the religion, with the Christianity. We didn't have Christianity when we came over here. We had our own religion. We don't have a religion. We don't have a language. We don't have nothing. We don't even know if our birth dates are actually our birthdays. So now they have not changed the curriculum in the school. So now you open the school and you take your kids back to school and they're continuing to teach the same bullshit they was teaching before it came out publicly. And in Texas and a place like that, they're trying to erase the fact that slavery ever happened. They don't want to say the word. They don't want to have critical race theory. So I say in my act, and I don't give a damn who gets comfortable and uncomfortable, because I hope that you're laughing, but you're listening.
Yeah.
And I hope that when you get in the car, you go see an Earth, Wind, and Fire concert, and in the car on the way home, you're like, oh, God, Maurice was amazing. I love when they sang In the Stone. That's my song. I want people to talk about the show when they get in the car, when they leave from seeing me.
That's right. I've always admired your provocative style of comedy. You make people think. Like, it provokes thought. Even if it's...
I hope so.
Hey, you put it in a little package. If they don't like exactly the way you're saying it, I think it will make them think later, because...
I hope so.
At the end of the day.
I hope so.
But you're right. I mean, speaking about schools and like the way the curriculum and all that is so much truth to that. Do you think there's any particular thing do you think it starts with the home, with the parents? What do you think as a whole, especially as Black people, that we should do? Just touch on that really quick, because I think coming together collectively has been the problem. Like,
what I think it starts with is books, okay?
Yes.
Books. You remember that old adage they used to say, if you want to hide something from put it in a book.
Put it in a book.
If you read, you will find out things, but people don't read no more. I keep a book on my bed. I keep a book in the bathroom. I collect books that I used to buy from Essewan Bookstore, which was a Black bookstore. It's now closed a couple of weeks ago here in Leimert Park in L.A. And I will only buy my books from a Black bookstore. I'll find another one because they need our support, the Black bookstores. And there is a lot of information on the internet as well. But you have to dive for it. You have to look for it. Because I would rather show you people getting beat up by the police. They'd rather show you twerking. They'd rather show you, dance moves than... And nobody's interested. If the parents aren't putting it in the kids early, that this is what this is what Kwanzaa is. This is what, CMOS is. If we don't start with them early, by the time they're 7, 8 years old, we done lost them. They're gone.
So we're talking with Luenell, who's going to be at the Helium Comedy Club this weekend.
I sound like Farrakhan right now. I don't sound like I'm going to be doing comedy, but I am. I'm coming, Philly.
You open that door, Luenell. So the next question I have is, when did you first realize that you were being lied to by this educational system?
Well, as I said, my education was in all white schools. You see, I only went to Black schools until I was in 3rd grade. Then my parents moved me to the suburbs of Oakland, a place called Castro Valley High School. And I knew it from the littlest thing. Like, I wanted to do theater. There came a time when I wanted to do theater and stuff. And I realized I could never be the lead in any of these plays because the white girl's going to always get it. I'll only be the background. I'll only be the cast. So it's little stuff like that. And then where I lived, and then I learned about redlining, and then I learned about more stuff, and then I got more curious. And I don't know when I turned into such a loudmouth radical, but I wouldn't change it because somebody's got to speak on this stuff. Somebody that people want to listen to. You can try to feed kids everything, but if it's not from somebody they want to listen to, it's going to go in one ear and out the other. So that's why I try to do my comedy, but I throw a little bit in there as well, you know?
And you said you moved to California, but you're from Arkansas, right?
I was born in Towlett, Arkansas. I want you to go on my Instagram page and scroll back and you start seeing all these people with shirts. You know how you do the family reunion with the T-shirts? When you start seeing all that, then you'll know. I'm the 8th of 8. I was born in Towlett, Arkansas, at my grandfather's house, allegedly on March 12th. I didn't get a birth certificate for a few months because I was born, at home with a midwife. And then through a bunch of circumstances, I got adopted out of the family into my family. But, how people go send you with grandma and stuff like that. That's what happened to me. But the rest of my brothers and sisters remained growing up in Arkansas.
What age was that?
I was 2 months old. I was gone.
Oh, okay.
They had got rid of me.
And you went to the Bay.
And I came to the Bay. And I've been in Los Angeles for it was 20 years. I think it's really more like 22 years I've been in Los Angeles. And I was raised in the burbs, in a beautiful home with swimming lessons and ballet lessons and all that. But the theater company I wanted to go to was in Oakland. And then when I went back to Oakland and was doing theater and was hanging out and all that kind of stuff, when it came time for me to move, I moved on my 18th birthday, gone. I moved where I could afford to. So, of course, I moved to the hood, but I found a weird sort of comfort there being around my people. I could smell barbecue on the 4th. The 4th. Juneteenth, by the way, is what we're celebrating now. I could find the incense store. I could find the hair grease that I use. I could find the shea butter that I wanted in my community, as they call the hood. Hood doesn't mean ghetto. Hood means neighborhood.
Yes.
And so then when I moved from Oakland, I moved to another place I live in the Crenshaw district. And I've been happy here for years. Ain't nobody scratched my car. Ain't nobody broke in on me. Ain't nobody done nothing. I really think my hood protects me because they know what I do. They know who I am. There's a way to move in the community. Even as you elevate, you have to, don't floss or front off people, embrace your neighbors. I give out cookies to my neighbors at Christmas time. The guy who moved across the street, he brought me vegetables from the garden. You don't think about that when you think about the Crenshaw district. But that is what we're doing down here. Now, I want to move at some point. Not because anything's wrong, but I just need more space. So I'm going to move, maybe up to a hilly area or something. But it ain't going to be far from here. And I'm definitely not moving to the San Fernando Valley because I'm not trying to. We like to be in the yard. Black folks like to be outside. We want to play cards. We want to play domino. We want to barbecue. We want to be loud. We want to play music. We want to have fun. And I can do that down here all night long, just like the Mexicans and stuff up down the street. I don't need nobody at 9:01 calling the police on me because I'm fucking playing Luther Vandross on 8,
That's right.
So,
That's right.
white folks, y'all need to stand down, really.
I was going to ask you that. What kind of music do you enjoy?
Well, I enjoy a little bit of everything because of the era that I grew up. I can listen to Chicago, Santana, Genesis, Earth, Wind and Fire, the Isley Brothers, Houdini, Eric B. and Rakim, EPMD. I listen to some of everything. The Beatles, the Stones. I listen to everything.
Love it.
Very well rounded.
Yeah.
Musically. And you answered a lot. I was going to ask you those questions about your upbringing because I'm one of 9 and I was raised in an all-white area.
What number are you in 9?
I'm number 5.
Oh, wow.
I land right in the middle. You're number 8.
I'm number 8. But how many boys, how many girls?
There's 4 boys and 5 girls.
Jeez.
I'm the fifth, so I'm smack dab in the middle. But I caught all the everything. But I was going to say that there are some people that grow up in areas, and it affects their life in a way where they may have a level of confusion as to what I've seen it in my life. I was around my family a lot, and I was going to say you have not compromised at all who you are. So
If anything, I'm blacker. If anything,
yeah,
I'm blacker for having
because you
lived
connected.
in the burbs than than I would have been had I just stayed. And I'm also glad for the experience because there's nothing that I have to read or nothing. I have white friends, very select ones. They're the allies. They're the woke folk. They're not the colonizers. You feel me?
Gotcha.
And but even with that, there's certain stuff like we see on the ground that I send to my black friends. I'm not sending to my white friends. They just won't understand. And I'm very glad for my education. I have a bachelor's arts degree in English Lit. That's why I say I'm very well read. And I must admit, though, I don't read like I used to because I get about 25 pages in and I'm like, I'll
Yeah.
fall asleep because I'm so tired all the time. I wish I could read like I used to. I used to could sit down and read a novel in a day. But I don't read like that no more. But I do still try to pick up a book.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you have a lot of life experience too, so you have a lot of references to pull from in your comedy and in your just everyday life, I'm sure.
Yeah, I got a lot of life experiences. I've been incarcerated. I've done drugs. I've been, I've done the rape thing, the incest thing, all that shit. Everything I've been through, there's no way that I should even be a comedian. I should be in a mental ward somewhere. But I take all the anger that I have and I throw it out on the stage. I use that when I'm talking about education. I get mad and I take that anger and I put it out on the stage. And there will be a book and a documentary is being done right now on the low. Nobody really
That was
knows
my
about
next
that.
question.
Yeah, because I do got a story to tell.
Yeah.
It ain't all smiles, honey, all the time.
I hear you. Well, a lot of people know you from your movie roles, and I think that you steal every movie that you're in. And I love what you're doing. I guess Block Party is the most recent thing.
Well, absolutely not. The most
No.
recent movie I did was called, Block Party. Yeah, Block Party. And I just shot something for Hulu the other day. And of course, so far, I'm on that series, Hacks. That's on HBO Max, starring Gene Smart. But yeah, Block Party is the last movie that I did. I'm really proud of that, too. Because that's the first, it had a black female director. It's the first movie dealing with Juneteenth. Since Juneteenth became a holiday, and then you tell people that, and they go, "Oh, is this about history?" No, it's a comedy that teaches as well, just like me. Plus, I got a chance to work with my girl Golden Brooks from Girlfriends, and I got to work with the great Margaret Avery.
Right.
And Margaret has said that she wants to do more comedy because she's so stuck in that Suge Avery role. That's what people think of her as.
Yeah.
But she's really very randy and very funny, and you get to see it in that movie. And we fought about Margaret because on the set, I felt like her dressing room was inadequate. They had a bed in it, but it didn't have no sheets on it, didn't have no blankets on it, didn't have no flowers in it. And I told her ass about that. I said, you know who the fuck this is? She may not be that important to you, but she's super important to us. You need to do better. The food was horrible. So me and my cousin Shay Sugar, we cooked and brought food to the set. She was very glad about that. Everybody was. And hair and makeup, the people that got it. And I felt like it was really hot. They were making her walk too far from the vehicle to the set. I'm like, no. And we have to fight for our people. We have to shoot. We have to fight for our elders. You know what I'm saying? Everybody take care of their elders, but black folks lack a little bit. They quick to throw somebody in the rest home. When we got to take care of our own folk. You don't see them Asians throwing their grandma and them up in the rest home. You don't see them Mexicans throwing Tia and shit up in the rest home. They'll take care of them. And it's very difficult. It's very heartbreaking. It's time consuming. Nobody wants to see your elder with dementia or nothing like that. But you want somebody else to take care of them?
Yeah.
If you do anything, hire somebody and have them come in, so you can watch them. We got to take care of our elders, and dying young is not the lick. These kids be dead at 22, 24 years old, never had a child, never finished their education, never going to walk down the aisle, never going to have grandkids, and they want to say, old ass Luenell, old ass LL Cool J. Oh, you better hope and pray that you get to be old. You better pray that, because life is worth living, for me.
So what's it like being in the movies, being a movie star?
It has its advantages,
I love the way you just said that.
It has its
history
advantages.
behind it.
I can get, there's one thing being a movie star, and there's one thing being a movie star. Like, I'm not a movie star. I've never had a role that was mine. I just pop up in movies. I'm the pop-up queen. That's what I call myself. I've never carried a film. I don't feel like a movie star. But I am absolutely a celebrity. And so with that, you get a little perks. You might get the better cut of meat at the butcher. You might get to the table a little quicker. You might, there's stuff like that. But then also there's the drawbacks, It's difficult when my daughter and I go out certain places, because my daughter says she has to go into security mode then. She has to, got to protect my mom and watch who's running up on my mom, and when she would rather just go out and just be with mom, So if she's going to take me someplace, it has to be a certain type of place. It has to have certain places I sit. I'm very picky about that. Don't put me on the host role in the middle of the restaurant. I need to be in the cut. Whoever sees me, and stuff like that. So it has its advantages and its drawbacks, but I wouldn't change a damn thing. I wouldn't change a damn thing.
I can't blame you. I always hear Patti LaBelle say, when they stop being interested, that's when it's over. So she will sign, she's speaking of how she'll sign everything. Are you like that? Like, no matter where you are, will you stop for that fan and that person that really admires you?
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
I don't like people to stop me if I'm obviously on the way to the restroom.
Gotcha.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And don't ask to take pictures in the bathroom. This bitch just shit over here. I don't want to be in here. I have to come out of the restroom. So why don't you just wait till I come out of the restroom? Since you're going to ambush me anyway. I don't like you to bother me while I'm eating. If you're there when I'm finished eating, you can get me. I can be kind of curt and rude sometimes, and I don't want to be that way. But sometimes you might, I'm human. And then when I was in Toledo for my homecoming family reunion, I took every picture with everybody. Because number one, there's only 240 people in the town. Number two, 100 of them are related to me. Number three, they don't see me all the time. I have made them proud. I'm in the African American Museum in Little Rock. There's nobody. If you Google famous people from Toledo, Arkansas, there's only one name. It's me. And I've made them proud. I owe them that. I was born from that soil. I may not have been raised there, but we only do these every 2 years. So everybody that asks me, I will take a picture with when I'm at home. And I try to do my best. And I don't like parents to push their kids on me. Oh, my daughter want to know she can take a picture with you. Your daughter's 4. She don't even know who the fuck I am. And if she do, she shouldn't. Because everything you would see, that's another thing. People don't have the thing that we grew up with. When grown folks are talking, get on up out the room.
Yeah.
Don't be in my face when grown folks are having a conversation. You're not privy to everything. You're going to find out everything in due time, And just because I'm sitting watching, anybody, don't mean that you should sit in here and watch it with me, you know? But parents are really lax in that. And I'm like what they said, My child saw you in That's My Boy. Well, in the movie That's My Boy, I had prosthetic boobs and they were out through the whole movie. So why did you let your child watch that? You know? So
Yeah. Parents have to definitely take.
they need to do better. Step up. You know, but
Yeah.
we lost a whole generation, you know, to the crack thing. So
Yes,
we're still recuperating from that. We still recuperating from slavery. White folks don't want to talk about it. But when you have a nationality of people who have lived through documentation of children being ripped out of mothers' hands and they buck busting the men in the middle of town. Some people don't even know what buck busting is. And when we have that, there's never been therapy for black folks. We only just started talking about depression and therapy, I feel like, in the last 5 years.
That's true.
You know, and we all need, God knows I need some therapy. I have separation issues. When people come into my life and I love on them and then they got to go or they move away, it messes with me. You know, I'm like, why did I put my emotions into this person that is just gone? You know, probably why I ain't got no boyfriend right now.
That's right.
My husband, I have a husband.
News, Luenell?
Huh?
Is that breaking news?
No. Yeah, that's breaking. Well, I'm married, but
Okay.
there's a but. My husband and I got married in 3 weeks. Later down the line, he had already had a drug history I didn't know about. We separated for 13 years. We got back together when I found out he had prostate cancer. I didn't want him to die, and I helped him through that, and we're still cool. But he don't live with me. He lives in Texas where his daughter can take care of him. So once again, I'm alone. Nobody to roll out the garbage cans. Nobody to fix this. And he's an electrician. He could have this place on the clapper if I wanted him to. But he's not here. So,
Right.
you know.
Alone but not lonely.
So is that
No, alone and lonely.
Okay.
Two-part question. One, I mean, like you said, this 30-year journey. I mean, was there ever a point where you thought about leaving comedy? And then two, what is the toughest aspect of being on the road and traveling as a comedian?
Well, the first question, have I ever thought about quitting? Yes, of course. I think also when, when you see people pass you up that you feel aren't as dedicated to the craft, they're just doing it to get a bag, that hurts. Because I did comedy for a year. See, these kids are coming into comedy and getting paid in, less than a year. I didn't get any money for at least the first 20 years I did comedy. Because I started before there was any blacks on TV regularly. I started before there was a Comic View, before there was a Def Jam. And so there was no money. I did it because I loved it, because I love people, and I love the art of comedy. I love the freedom of it. You're your own director, your own writer, your own producer, your own critic. Nobody telling you what to do. They can't do that in comedy, and I love that. The hardest part about doing it for me is because I'm a mother. And I've missed some very important events for my daughter. I'm not...
You only have the one daughter?
One and done, honey.
One and done?
I can educate one. I can house one. I can get cars for one. One. I don't know how people do it. Plus, they just don't build uteruses no more like your mama and my mama had. 8 and 9 children. These girls would fall out in the street. They would fall in the street if they got pregnant 8, 9 times. Plus, who can afford it these days? But yeah, I that's difficult, and I get very tired, and I can't go see anybody that I want to go see. I can't go to a Whispers concert. We all perform at the same time, even if we're in the same city. I can't go. So I've missed so much. I want to go to concerts. I want to go see Mount Westmore. I want to go see, my girlfriend Layla Hathaway. I want to go do things, but we're all performing at the same time, so I can't.
Yeah.
Pretty difficult.
We're almost at that time. Tisa, any final questions?
Yeah, I mean, as far as women in comedy, there's a lot of upcoming women that want to be comics. Is there any advice you could put out there?
I don't know if they want to be comics or they want to be celebrities.
Good question.
So there's that.
But for those that are true to it, that feel they have an edge and they may be around people that, because a lot of times when you discover your talents, other people are telling you, hey, you should do this. And people do have had success, by following that at times. So those that are real with it.
What?
I think a lot of times with artists, they forget about the business side too of what's going on. So just one or two words to speak to that.
The only thing I would say is take care of your business. Like, pay your taxes so that when you do get stuff, the white man don't come take it from you. Be kind to the people that work with you and for you. Mm-hmm. Be kind to them. And be kind to yourself, too. If you need to take some time out, take some time out. Because your people will work you to death. I've seen it happen. If you feel like you need 3 weeks off in April, tell them, I'm going to need 3 weeks off in April. Because at the end of the day, they do work for you, you don't work for them. So, and then just try to be original and be yourself. I think that the way to connect with audiences is to be yourself, be authentic, so that they feel, because people want to feel like they know you,
That's right.
But I really don't give advice because don't nobody really want to hear it.
Everything you said, that could be applied to just life. Those were some really good points,
Yeah.
But definitely being true to yourself.
So are there any roles you'd like to play?
I would love to get into that, but I'm rolling over into another interview right now, and I gotta go. I'll think about that question. Now, ask me when you come see me. When you Mike?
Yeah.
You better come see me in Philly. And Tisa, I definitely want to hug your neck. And I want to send a shout out, my girl Patty Jackson, WDAS Patty Jackson. That's my friend. So everybody at WDAS, I'm hoping to see them over there. They've given me a lot of great radio time and stuff. So
He's the best. Okay, so once again, Luenell will be performing at Helium Comedy Club in Philadelphia this weekend, August 26th to the 28th.
And if you saw this, I want you to tell me that you saw this on your show. And you can hit me on my Instagram, which is at Luenell, at Luenell. Don't spell my name wrong. It's clearly at the top of the page. That just kills me.
You got that right. Okay, thank you, Queen.
Thank you, guys.
Here's to you.
Here's to you, Tisa. Look, they ain't paying me, so let me cover up this tag. Here's to you.
Looking forward to seeing you, Luenell.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, bye. How do I get out of here? Let me see. How do I do this? Oh, bye. Okay, bye.
I'm just kicking.
Okay. Hi, you guys. Okay, just finished. Popping over to the next interview now. I'm doing 3 interviews back to back, girl. Let me call you when I'm done. Okay, so. I'm sorry I can't read you guys' stuff. I hope you're talking amongst each other. What the fuck?
Yeah. Zoom calls, there's always like a little monkey wrench. So
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, we can hear you.
Okay, here I am. Hi.
Hi, Luenell.
Hi.
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 So look, yeah. So we all live in LA. We just realized that Elisa and I, we live really close to each other because she lives in Venice and I live in Brentwood, and we both bike ride. So we're gonna do a bike riding day. Yeah. But this is kind of like a pre-interview. This is for the big photo shoot, September the 20th. Video and photo shoot. So Elisa,
you keep popping out. Your video, your picture keep popping out. Okay, there you are.
So incredibly honored to meet you.
Thank you.
I'm a huge fan.
Thank you.
And and your style, before I even can get into anything, because I'm so visual, I'm obsessing already on all your necklaces.
Yeah, I'm like a rapper.
Your style is so incredible.
Thank you, honey.
So I'm Elisa, and I am the co-founder of Style Like You. I founded it with my daughter.
Oh, that's cute.
12 years ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we have grown into I used to be an editor, fashion editor, and stylist with all the fashion magazines and celebrities and all that stuff. Wow. And I was very alienated and. After a while, and felt like it was very exploitive and not inclusive of the beauty that I felt was out there in the world, and in all sizes, shapes, forms, ages, and everything. So my daughter felt exactly the same way. She's very curvy and hated fashion, and but love style and people who exude very authentic and unique personal style and smash the boxes of age, race, gender, sexuality, mental health, physical health. So we tell every single story. We smash every single box by featuring people who live outside of the status quo and exhibit a comfort in their skin that is very inspiring and liberating to other people.
Have you heard Cozy by Beyonce? Cozy within my skin. Cozy with who I am.
Right, so we did Lizzo about 7 years ago, and she still cites that as the moment when she recognized her power, because it was the first time that she took her clothes off and her wig off. Because the interview, you're slowly you're coming in your layers of your style, like all the way. Your most unapologetic, every necklace, everything, your leopard coat, your everything that you love. Don't think about the season. It's just your complete unapologetic style and your self-expression. Mm-hmm. And then as we're interviewing you about style and identity, we ultimately come to acceptance at the end, and each layer comes off down to the ground, and everything comes off down to your underwear, and we show that the real beauty and the real style and the real power is inside.
Oh shit. Does that mean I gotta take my clothes off? Everybody, you know, with this old body I got, everybody keep trying to take my clothes off. I did that spread for Penthouse, 6 pages. I was a lingerie ambassador for Rihanna. And I'm like, well, goddamn, you know, this is not the body that I would love to have and exhibit, but everybody would keep wanting me to take my clothes. Girl, we're going to have to
When you
be.
see the videos, when you see the video, you'll see that the focus, it's so, what we're going the purpose is for you to tell your full story, and we shine the light fully on you and your whole story, and it's very meditative, and we give you the stage to, what the whole thing is to just come full circle. What has made you who you are? Like, what is it, what is it that makes you so beautiful and so vibrant and so radiant and so comfortable in your skin and comfortable with where, as, with time and with aging and everything, where you are, and, where the comedy comes from, all of it. Like, we want the whole beautiful portrait of you.
Wow.
And at the end, it's really this beautiful portrait of you. We go all the way. The interview is about, 2 hours, and we end up sculpting it down to about 15 minutes, but we want to get really deep to the heart so that we have the essence. And that's what makes the videos go viral, because we have this, they're very heart opening. They're not an intellectual. They're not like answering, like, what am I wearing for spring? Or, I don't know, like some of the questions that people ask, like they're just focused on you, and they're intimate, and we just really allow you to tell your story. That's our aim. We want it to come full circle.
I think that's great, actually, and therapeutic.
It's very therapeutic. It's very cathartic. And we just did Adrienne Marie Brown recently. Do you know her?
I don't think so. Not by name, probably by face. You got a picture?
Oh, you will love her.
I want to check this. Like you, Lisa, you guys will send me a thing where I can go, and even the Lizzo spread.
Yeah, we'll send you Lizzo. We'll send you links to all of the ones that we'll give you highlights.
Okay, great. That'd be great.
And you should watch the videos, because you're just, oh my God, you're going to love Adrienne Marie Brown. Is so amazing.
I will definitely watch. I'll do my homework.
Her thing is, she's very well known. She's an author, and she's an advocate, pleasure activist. Yeah.
It's a nice way to put it. Okay.
Yeah. And I think you're going to just absolutely, the two of you, I feel like
I might steal that, actually, a pleasure advocate.
Ask activist. She's a pleasure activist.
Activist.
She's written a bunch of books, and we explore, every type of person. It's about radical honesty, and it's about the truth, and it's about that the beauty is the truth, which I know that's what you're all about, and your work and everything. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And you're very much someone that I look up to, and I'm so excited to be doing this with you. And yeah, you're even more beautiful in person.
Thank you, girl. Wait till we do this shoot. Boy, oh boy.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, it'll be the interview in conjunction with the shoot. Sounds like it might be pretty epic. I'm excited about it. You guys reached out to Walisa?
Yeah. We searched around and found we try to find every contact we can. And Walisa is the best.
She is.
I have to tell you, hundreds and hundreds of people that we deal with. And in my opinion, there's very few people who really do their job.
Yeah, Walisa comes from the old school of publicist type thing. Like, she really, I feel like, could be a good, spin doctor. Like, if I effed up real bad, I think that Walisa could put a nice spin on things. She's intelligent, educated, articulate, and stylish. And that's what I had in my former publicist, and that's what I have with Walisa. And I got Walisa from my former publicist, who would probably still be my publicist, but she passed away. So Walisa was grandfathered into me, sort of like that. And we become, of course, more than, client relationship.
Luenell is, at first it started off as a client relationship, and I thought I was, gonna kill her.
Yeah.
But then now it's like she's my friend, and now she hires me to be her publicist. So whether we're not doing this together, I'm always gonna. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
for
gonna
sure. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
mentor. I
Yeah.
mean, like she's the real deal. I mean, like
She is. She
Yeah.
is. We only have the real deal, and she is the real deal.
yeah. Oh, but that's so sweet of you guys to say that, and thank you, Elisa, for.
And you are, because so many people are just, I don't feel really pay attention to what their client would really love and what would really be the best thing for them. They're very distracted and kind of more superficial. And I really see a difference. It's so nice when that doesn't happen.
Well, because I tell Lisa, let's think out the box. I don't want to just do what everybody else does.
Right.
And I want to do stuff that fits me. And I want to do stuff that will shake shit up. And
That's all we do.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
We have every single video. We'll say, we were the first ones that did Alok. Do you know Alok Vaid-Menon? They are the leading gender non-conforming. They're doing huge shows now, and what we also did them at the very beginning. And just everybody that is really shaking it up and functioning totally out of the box. To me, they're the real celebrities, the people that deserve to be celebrated. And the only thing that we ask of you when you come is that you come in your most unapologetic style, layers, like 12 layers or more, and that you're radically honest, that you answer the questions radically honestly. And other than that, we just...
Oh, let me see if I'll be able to do that. Yeah, I'll be able to do all of that and then some, for sure. Even my wardrobe is very unapologetic. I get stuff made that is over the top sometimes, so...
I can't wait.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You really can just go all out and pick your biggest, most self-expressive you, and I cannot wait to see what that's going to be. Because every time I see you, I saw you in a leopard coat the other day. I was like, oh, I love that coat. And yeah.
Awesome. Very, very good.
Yeah.
When are we set to possibly do this, maybe?
Tuesday, September the 20th.
Oh, okay.
It's on
We're gonna count on that date. Hopefully, we can confirm that with you both.
No, it's confirmed. The only thing that could change if she gets a role or something like that.
Or Chappelle.
No, or Dave Chappelle. She's in talks to do a Netflix special, and Dave Chappelle is the executive producer. So.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go out on some dates with him that are yet to be announced, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But we're shooting in LA.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
They wanted to do it while you were in New York because there's a team in New York, but we didn't think we could.
I already got a photo shoot I got to do in New York. I'm doing that final Savage photo shoot that I was supposed to do 3 years ago.
Okay.
Is there any chance that you are in New York, like around October 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th? September.
Yeah.
I'm in New York September 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th.
Oh.
And that's it.
Yeah, we're shooting the following week. I just want to make sure that we do this because we're set to publish this in October. So the date in LA that we have, the 20th, is the absolute... For getting this out in October is like the latest. So,
well, I want to do it. I want it out in October. I want to do it. So we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll make it happen. Period. I'll just let Dave know.
Oh yeah. So maybe what we'll do is we'll jump through hoops. I want to just make sure I'm saying your name exactly right. It's Walisa. Yes.
Walisa.
Walisa. Walisa. I just want to make sure that. If anything does happen with Dave Chappelle or whatever, that we just juggle and we'll do it anyway. We'll figure it out because
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're really, really.
I can. What day of the week is that?
It's Tuesday.
Oh, well, it probably won't interfere because we don't normally do. I don't normally do comedy on Tuesdays.
No. Yeah.
Oh, great! Amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. And if for any reason the New York changes at all and you are there the following week, we could also do that. that week of September 5th.
Yeah, I want to shoot on the Brooklyn Bridge. Is that possible?
So we shoot in the studio. It's very you sit on a stool. It's very you'll see the videos. It's very the focus is just on you. It's very simple. It's very raw. They're very beautifully done. And it's always myself and my daughter doing the interview. It's a very small group of people, so you're super comfortable. It's just 5 people all together.
Maybe I'll bring can I bring my daughter?
Of course.
She can help me.
Of course.
She probably going to be too busy, but I'm going to ask her anyway with her busy young life. These kids.
Do you know Ricky, Dave? Do you know Ricky Hughes?
I think so.
Dave's producer?
I think so.
She's our showrunner. She's pitching a TV show for us right now.
Ooh.
Cool.
Well, this would be great. That would be great.
Yeah.
The show is where 2 people with completely opposite styles who don't know each other and would never normally speak or connect, wear the other person's clothes, walk in the other person's clothes, wear them everywhere, do everything in them, and then they meet at the end.
Nobody would want to wear mine.
That's not true.
Oh, my God.
I want to be on that show.
Oh, hell. Oh, Lord.
It's all about creating connection and understanding and getting and understanding people that you would normally judge. Everything we do is about that. It's all about breaking that down.
That is wild. That just gave me huge anxiety. To where somebody else's. Oh God. Okay.
I have more anxiety about that than doing what's underneath what you're going to be doing. I've done. And I've also done it with my daughters side by side. We do them sometimes with couples, pairs. So Lily and I, my daughter and I, did it side by side. But swapping clothes, that for me is anxiety.
That is anxiety because everything I wear is my style. Everything I wear, I won't wear it if it's not. And my style is a little, can you imagine? Oh, that's hilarious.
The first question that we ask you is, what does your style say about you? In the interview we're doing with you, that's our first question.
That's a great.
Because Bill, my manager, even when I'm trying to be incognito, I really am not. Bill says everything you wear to say "don't look at me" says "look at me."
Never be incognito. Your style is so.
I'm just talking about traveling through the airport or something like that, but I'm still not incognito. If I wear Crocs, they got crystals all over. If I wear a hoodie, it says something, I'm crazy like that.
You can't help but express yourself. That's how you are.
Okay, this is gonna be really out of the box thing for me, and really, I think it'll be fun. I think it will.
It's gonna be amazing.
Oh my God!
Everyone has to hear everything about you because you're so inspiring. It's gonna be incredible.
Thank you so much.
You're gonna break the internet.
I might break the damn internet.
When Luenell, I don't know how she was able to do this. This was hilarious. But somehow prisoners have phones in the prison. And Luenell did I don't know why she was even talking to an inmate, but she was talking to an inmate, and then at the end she flashes him with it. And somehow it went viral.
And the internet is undefeated. And just a quick moment of here, boys, because they're locked up. When do they see titties, I felt it was my civic duty. I was sitting there braless. I just did it for a second. But goddamn if they didn't screen grab that. And, it was I started getting I don't know how I didn't have no phone when I was in jail. The cord was 2 inches long, it was attached to the wall. But I don't know how these boys, I know how to get them, actually probably guards are helping them get them, but they got phones in the penitentiary and they were talking to me in my DMs.